Have you ever felt paralyzed by fear? Not the kind of fear that comes from actual danger, but the fear that whispers, what if you fail? What if you make the wrong decision? What if everything falls apart? I know that fear all too well. It has kept me stuck. It has held me back from opportunities, from growth, from becoming who I know I'm meant to be. And I know I'm not alone in this. Fear has a way of convincing us that staying where we are is safer than taking a leap into the unknown. But here's what I've learned. Fear is a liar, and the only way to truly live is to stop letting it control you. So today, we're going to talk about overcoming fear and embracing change, because on the other side of fear, there's something incredible waiting for you. Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Clay Johnson, and today we're diving into a topic that has shaped so much of my life, fear. Specifically the fear of change, because let's be honest, change is terrifying. It shakes up everything we know, it pushes us into uncertainty, and it forces us to let go of what feels safe. But here's the thing, every single meaningful moment in my life has come from walking through fear, not running from it. I've had to face fear head on many times, leaving the US in 2008 to move to a foreign country, stepping into new jobs that I wasn't sure I was qualified for, letting go of relationships that weren't right for me, and learning to trust myself even when I had no idea what was next. And in every one of those moments, fear tried to keep me small. But I've also learned that fear and excitement feel a lot alike. And sometimes the thing that scares you the most is exactly what you need to do. The truth about fear loves comfort zones. It tells us that if we just stay put, stay in that job we don't love, stay in that relationship that isn't fulfilling, stay in that version of ourselves that no longer fits, we'll be safe. But here's what I've realized. Comfort zones are traps. They lull us into thinking we're secure, but really they're prisons that keep us from growing. If you've ever felt stuck, if you've ever had that restless feeling in your gut telling you there's more out there for you, that's your soul trying to push you past fear. That's your inner voice begging you to stop settling and start living. When I left the US in 2008, I was terrified. I was leaving behind everything I knew, my family, my friends, my entire sense of stability, to move to a country I had never even visited before. I remember sitting on the plane en route to Belgium, my heart pounding, questioning everything. Was I making a mistake? Would I fail? Would I regret this? Fear was screaming at me to turn around, to go back to what was familiar, but there was a tiny voice, so much quieter than the fear, that whispered, what if this changes everything? What if this is exactly what you need? That voice, the one that speaks about possibility, not fear, that's the voice I've learned to trust. And you know what? Moving abroad challenged my entire life. It expanded my worldview. It forced me to grow in many ways I never imagined. And it led to experiences and relationships that have shaped me into the person I am today. But none of this would have happened if I had let fear win. So how do you push past fear and embrace change? For me, it starts with recognizing that fear isn't a stop sign. It's just a signal that you're stepping into something new. And new doesn't mean bad, it means growth. I've also learned to ask myself one simple question when fear starts creeping in. What's the worst that could happen? Most of the time, the worst case scenario isn't nearly as bad as we make it out to be. And even if things don't go as planned, I remind myself that I can handle it because I've handled hard things before, and so have you. Another thing that helps, focusing on the regret of not trying rather than the fear of failing. When I think about staying stuck, about never taking the risk, about waking up years from now wondering, what if I had just gone for it? That fear is far worse than the fear of failing. Change is uncomfortable, but discomfort is where the magic happens. Every time I've stepped into uncertainty, whether it was moving to a new country, taking on a challenge I felt unprepared for, or simply allowing myself to grow into a new version of me, I've come out stronger. And the same will be true for you. So, if you're standing at the edge of something new, if fear is telling you to stay small, if you're scared to take the leap, know this. You are capable of more than you realize. You are stronger than your fear. And the life you want, it's waiting for you on the other side of this moment. I know embracing change isn't easy. I know fear can feel overwhelming, but I also know that staying stuck isn't an option because you were meant for more. So today, I challenge you, take one small step toward the change you've been avoiding. Say yes to the opportunity. Let go of what no longer serves you. Trust yourself, and most of all, don't let fear make your decisions for you. Thank you for tuning in today. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's a change you've been afraid to make? How have you faced fear in your own life? Send me a message. Let's talk about it. Until next time, keep growing, keep embracing the unknown, and keep proving to yourself that fear doesn't get to decide who you are.